Mm-hmm.
Then when you think about it, I like to use the word logical, which might not be. I used this a lot when I was with the Matrix trainers. Keep it logical, and they weren't fans of that term of keeping it logical. Other ways we could say this: does it make sense what we've done?
Yeah.
Maybe simple as that. Does what we just did? Does that make sense? Have we, having released the trauma and found the belief, does that new picture mean the opposite now?
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, okay, we might need to go back in and tinker with that and change it again.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's fine,
Mm-hmm.
but there's nothing wrong with making a little mistake. And also, as you alluded to there, as a practitioner, that is one of our jobs. If we think, no, this is wrong, this is just wrong, illogical, not the right thing to do. Our job is to, just, even if we've got to come out and say, look,
let's talk.
Look, that situation, and we just, we can't really make that happen. Say an example there that maybe it's about having an abortion. The client says, well, I didn't have the abortion. We know that that'd be wrong because, how can you create that we didn't have the abortion, because they did, and it's a big deal. So, we have to come out and explain that to them and say, let's go afterwards, and we can hold a hand and we can tap and we can clear all the negative beliefs around that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is our job to actually, to lead them down that way.
Yeah.
And when I say lead, it's not about leading, telling what to do, but, that's our experience, that's our knowledge as practitioners, and we have to be willing to step up and say, okay, maybe, how could you do that differently?
Yeah.
Where we actually are changing the belief, not reinforcing the same belief, and explain it to them. I mean, back to what you said along, it's teamwork.
Yeah, and they're there for change. They want to walk out the door having a shift, feeling changed, and that is, what they've paid you for or what they've showed up for, and that's what you're offering, and your expertise can show.
I mean, that's why we, all this stuff we're doing now is, to teach our practitioners and the courses that they did and all the learning they've done in between.
Yeah.
How clients are not going to be perfect at doing Matrix when they first come in. They're going to get better at it. So we have to give them the direction.
Yeah.
So it's what they want, and especially what the echo needs. But sometimes what the echo needs is not quite the right thing.
Yeah.
So we have to direct them. So, we can't really do that, but they could do this or this. I see, I understand now.
I mean, when you ask them, what is the belief or decision, that you made, that is your signpost. That is your signpost of where this needs to go, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That's a signpost of what the reimprinting will be, what the opposite belief needs to be, and all of that. So if you ever feel, a bit lost, or it's gone off track, or you're thinking, how am I going to, you can even ask them to repeat it out loud, and get you both connected back to what was that belief, and go back to that place and then go forward again. So, because we are working with, the matrix of field consciousness. It's not a linear process. We have to be able to evolve and be able to flow with that, I think.
And sometimes you need to come out and have a chat.
Yeah, definitely.
Come out of the matrix, have a chat, and then go back in, and and that's cool as well. I mean, that's sometimes that is the thing.
I used to be, when I first trained, I used to think, stay in the matrix, I'll never get back in again. What if they can't get back in? And now I'm, just from years of doing it and studying it, I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out. Where do we need to go? Because it's confidence of doing that and knowing that they can get back in. Obviously it's different with every client, but you learn that, don't you? And it's part of what we teach now is, come out, talk, and then following the energy, which is the absolute, I think, the key development in Matrix over the last, 5 to 10 years, isn't it? Is that, which we'll come on to. So yeah, good stuff.
Okay. So another example of this, this goes back a long, long way. A guy phoned me up and he said, you won't remember me. We had a conversation. Actually, said, I do remember you because I remember the session that I did with you. And the session was this. This guy, we'll call him Pete, as a young boy, he spent all his time in the woods, in the wilderness, in the forest. His dad was a kind of a groundsman. And this particular day, 6 years old, he's plucked out of this environment, put into a school, having no idea what to do. Didn't know like other kids, not interacted with kids much. He'd always been with his dad in the woods and that. And, just didn't, suddenly his mum and dad had plonked him there, didn't get it. So when we went in, this is, goes back 10 years. This is really early Matrix. What does the little boy need? This little Echo said, I want to go back to the woods with my father. So we put him back in the woods, re-imprinted it. Lovely picture, everybody's happy. And as I said, that night I thought, that's wrong. That's just avoidance. He had to go to school. He did go to school for all these years. We can't suddenly say he didn't go to school. So that would be, in my words, illogical. It doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So actually, this guy, Pete, he came back on the course, and you know what? For 5 days, every time he did an EFT session or a matrix session, it was always about this memory. Yeah, always. This was a key event to him. His whole life changed that day. So, in one visit, we might have, his mum and dad explained to him why he was there.
Yeah.
The teachers, explained what he was expected and what he should be doing. We brought in, so we had a friend. Now, the friend, I can't remember, who the friend was. But I didn't actually do the sessions. He was working with different people when he returned to do the course. Now, he might have brought Harry Potter in as his friend.
Mm-hmm.
You think, well, does that make sense? Well, yeah, it does. See, that's logical. That makes sense. He has a friend, even if it was Harry Potter.
Yeah.
But he had a friend there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I'm not saying that you can't do all the magical stuff we've done. Really, if you can. I'm just saying, what you've done, has it made sense?
Yeah.
And bit by bit, we built up a picture of this day that he was happy to be there. Mm-hmm. He understood why he was there. He hadn't been rejected by his parents.
Yeah.
And, so that was massive learning. So another thing as well that people ask about is, when you say belief and decision, what's the difference between a belief and a decision? Okay. And to clarify that, you might go to 3 memories. The first memory where you're 6 years old and your best friend went off and played with somebody else. And you made a decision that, say the best friend's called Julie. Julie doesn't like me.
Okay.
And then you're 8 years old and something happens with mum one day, and mum says something horrible to you, and you think, oh, mummy doesn't like me.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're 16, 17, and your first boyfriend, and you have a big fallout, and he says, oh, I want to split up with you. And decision, Johnny doesn't like me.
Mm-hmm.
So the decisions are unique to the memory. Best friend doesn't like her. Johnny doesn't like her. Mum doesn't like her. Those are unique to that. Well, what's the belief that runs over all of those? Kate, could be something like, I'll be rejected, I'm unlovable, I'm unlikable, or it could be 15 other beliefs, same situation, depending on what her thing was.
Okay.
So let's talk about, sometimes we look at the deep end as practitioners where we get into these big beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
But often like the clients might be decision that dogs are dangerous.
Yeah.
And we go in and we just work for 20 minutes on one memory.
Yeah.
Where a dog bit them when it was 12 years old.
Uh-huh.
And that's the decision. Now, there might be a deeper belief that the world's dangerous or bad things can happen at any moment, or I'm never safe, or what it is.
Yeah.
Whatever it could be. But just in changing that decision of that one memory, clears their phobia of dogs. They're like, yeah, I'm cured of that now.
Yeah.
You're done. Now, as a practitioner, there's more to do, and it'll manifest as different symptoms in different areas of their lives. That the world's not safe, stress-related, anxiety, but you've resolved that client's presenting issue why they came to see you.
Yes.
So just to clarify, your decisions unique to a specific memory, beliefs will be streams that connect. So ultimately we get to the one belief, which we will cover at some stage.
Yeah.
But the one belief, which is that every memory will have that as the core essence of, there might be sub-beliefs, but that'll be the core. There was one area, Kate, that I was confused about for quite a long time about not reinforcing the negative belief.
Okay.
And this is very specific. It's to do with feeling lonely. Because you think about the situation. So the client's belief is, loneliness. I feel lonely.
Yeah.
I'm alone.
Okay.
And you go to memory at 6 years old, and where the child was alone. Now, if you go in there and create it so they weren't alone, are you reinforcing the belief that they've got to have somebody not to feel alone?
Yeah.
It's a dilemma with this one.
It is really, because it's like, do you want them to enjoy time on their own so that they don't feel lonely, or that they always need, I guess you want to talk to the client about that, or how would you handle that?
I was going either way. I tell you what changed for me. It was actually going to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the answer on this. And what it was with Japanese culture, it's a bit like Victorian England. It's incredible culture, of respect, but fathers tend not to hug their daughters.
Okay.
And what I found in Japan, it was a large group, best part of 50 people, a lot of them Japanese women,
Mm-hmm.
and such a widespread view of they were unloved by their fathers because this lack of contact because of the cultural thing.
Right.
And I thought, at the time, well, if this is the culture, this has been like, for centuries, this is the culture, the Japanese culture.
Mm.
But then I thought, what is a bigger field than the cultural field, the human field?
Mm-hmm.
And the human field is that a child needs love and attention.
Okay.
And there's so many, experiments and history of this, that without love and attention, kids will literally wither and die.
Yeah, they will.
It's a basic need, like food, water, love, attention.
Yeah.
So that became my answer. So no, the person will feel lonely because they never got that love and attention as a child. So they're always striving to, they always feel that. So if you go and give them that as a child, then, and I don't think this is reinforcing the negative. In this, it's giving that child what every child needs, that love and attention. Now, if they have that there, then they won't be striving and needing and that urge to get it constantly now. Being needy and all the kind of symptoms of that.
Okay.
Lonely, making wrong choices because they got that. So in this situation, and it's quite a unique one with this, that I don't think giving the child the attention that they needed is reinforcing. Now you might get to an echo at say like 17 or 18 years old, something like that, or 12 or whatever age, but older, where you actually can create pictures of them being on their own and being okay.
Yeah.
Because like you say, an 18-year-old should be okay with that, shouldn't they? Being on their own, being comfortable with themselves. But, for the earlier stuff, certainly anything below 10, I think it's absolutely essential that the child does have memories of being loved and accepted.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Always learning. Thanks, Carl.